Hi guys, my name is Dominik Hamala, I'm a photographer based in Poland, Krakow. Today I'd like to teach you the basics of photography, which you may find useful when working on your visualizations. So let's start it. The most important feature in a camera are aperture and shutter. The combination of these two things give us an image. The main function of a camera lens is to collect the light. The aperture is the size of the hole formed by the shutter when it opens to let light in, and it's measured in f-stops. Now bear with me because the way apertures are numbered and described can be a little confusing. You can refer to the diagram below to help you understand what I'm about to say. A small aperture means a small hole, but a big number, like f11, f16, you see it on the right. Since the hole is smaller, less light gets in with small aperture. A big aperture means a big hole, but a small number, like f2. Since the hole is bigger, more light gets in with a big aperture. So when you hear phrases like maximum aperture, it's referring the biggest hole size, but the smallest number. The maximum aperture is one of the specifications listed for the camera and lenses, and it's an important thing to pay attention to because that tells you how fast your camera or lens is. Fast means that the camera can collect light, react to light quickly. Most standard point and shoots and zoom lenses give you a maximum aperture of f2.8. You may have noticed the two pictures on the right. This is meant to show you how the aperture changes something called the depth of field. The depth of field refers to how much will remain in focus both in the front of and behind the subject. A narrow or shallow depth of field means that the areas in front of and behind the subject will look like soft or blurry. A wide or deep depth of field means that those same area will look sharp and in focus. On the left, a big aperture, big hole, small number, give you a shallow depth of field, so there's more blurs. On the right, a small aperture, small hole, big number, gives you a deep depth of field, so there's more sharpness. The second most important feature of a camera is a shutter speed. The purpose of the shutter in your lens is the same as that of the shutter on Windows. The shutter shuts out light. Shutter speed is how long the shutter stays open to let in light. A slow shutter speed means the shutter stays open longer, letting in more light. A fast shutter speed means the shutter stays open shorter, letting in less light. Shutter speed is generally measured in fraction of a second. A shutter speed of 5000 means that the shutter will open for 5000 to the second. Shutter speed of 1 second and longer are generally marked with an apostrophe or other similar mark after the number. This means that 16 with apostrophe stands for 16 seconds. After this lesson, you should decide how you want your picture look like. If you photograph the details such as fruit on the table, select a shallow depth of field to highlight only the fruit. In this case, the shutter speed is not important because nothing moves. However, if you want to photograph the entire building, you should use a large depth of field. In this case, you can set the slow shutter speed to blur some people, cars, or fast shutter speed to stop the action.